Ba-ba-burr, burr. Hey guys, Bolt Shooter here. So we're here to go over the fact that this is the second time I'm trying to make this video because beforehand it went up to an hour. So I'm trying not to do this time. We're going to be doing the summary of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Um, Before I was just doing it right after I got done with the game, and I was kind of just throwing it all over the place. I want to try to have it kind of. I need to stop putting facts in, like, I'll tell you later, then I'll tell you later. I need to tell you as they go, through the story, like the timeline, with whatever we can understand, that is. Um, and then now I also got all the achievements and all that, so I'm done with the game completely. Um, so I can actually rest and actually go and actually make more videos. Um, I'm halfway through January and I haven't done a single thing for YouTube in a minute. I've been meaning to get back to Nancy Drew and all that, but I've been worried about work. I'm gonna be moving to another job, thankfully. Hopefully, by the time you guys see um, this video, I'll already be starting that job. Um, Nothing against the place I was working at, but food service sucks, and I needed to get somewhere else. So probably won't get paid that much either, so I'm not happy about that, but I need whatever I can get. Uh, so anyways, let's go with this. Let's see, where can we start? So after Five Nights at Freddy's 6, Henry, he has Michael Afton, the corpse from Sister Location, work as like a lure slash manager to a sister location of the new Five Nights at Freddy's um, places. Um, I mean Freddy Fazbear pizza places. Um, and basically he used that particular one to lure all of the animatronics that had souls still, which included the puppet, his daughter, Charlie. He trapped that into a music box um, organism known as Lefty. It's not an organism because it's not living tissue. Um, but basically locked him up in a suit that way. It isn't as powerful and it's controlled because the puppet was crazy powerful before. So, and it also had like controlled shocks throughout the entire costume. There's William Afton, known as Scraptrap at that point. There was Elizabeth Afton, Baby, and then there was, I believe there was two. It was the parts of the original souls were put into the Funtime animatronics, or these were other people um, during the Elizabeth Afton death era that were extracted by the stomachs of the circus animatronics, well, Funtime animatronics, and they gained the remnant of it and became that child. But thing is, they were created as murder machines, so it just made them more aggressive. It gave them sentience. They wanted out. They wanted to go do things away from this organization or organized crime, as it were. So basically, Henry had them all come in. I guess he sent out a device that lured them in. We can see this during the blueprints. After you get Egg Baby, after you buy that and go um, do that, I actually want to go play that again. I want to just play the Typhoon part. Um, but once you buy the baby, you hit the button and all that, and it brings up Henry's findings and blueprints of creations of how Lefty was made, the remnant, the basically the lure. I think you use it also throughout the events. Basically, it brought them all in. You're trying to get them all together. That way, on Friday, Henry just ends it all. Anyone who was connected to the original stories, Michael and himself and all the souls and the animatronics, were meant to burn. Um, and it does seem that it was semi. Um, Basically, those who wanted to continue living their souls stayed on the earth, or rather, actually, it's not clear fully. It seems like some things weren't finished because I didn't see where it was, but I guess Henry was partially successful, but not all the way. So Henry died. Charlie was released. Elizabeth was released because she was just, you know, it was Elizabeth. She was a little girl. She doesn't want to stay in a murderous animatronic. Um, and to add to it, I didn't even know this, but the puppet and Circus Baby are a part of the Blob, and they're the only ones who don't have their eyes lit, which is a huge theory that their souls are not in that, or there's no soul in that particular part of the Blob. Um, but I believe those two were released. Henry and Michael, they ascended. Trying to remember, I don't believe any of the souls from the Fun Times, unless they were fully released. I believe they were released. I believe just all the souls were released, but I believe the unsuccessful part was the fact that William Afton was brought back. In his personal hell, thanks to Golden Freddy. Basically, Old Man Consequences told Golden Freddy to leave him alone, and when he was left alone, and basically Vanessa, he had the ability to put himself into a game and have someone get him out. So I feel like if Old Man Consequences didn't stop Golden Freddy from doing it, Help Wanted and Security Breach probably wouldn't have happened, and everything probably would have been normal. But anyways, that's the background of last few games. Here we are. We're basically Five Nights at Freddy's 6. The building, it did not burn down. It was just scorched. The back areas where Henry and Michael were working were completely devastated, but the pizzeria area was partially saved. You can see bits of parts of scorched marking, but like the stages, they look completely untouched. It looks just like some withering and all that. Most of the place is still intact. And then the thing is, they wanted to Fazbear Entertainment. This is with them trying to cover all their stories and cover all their bases. This is the most recent incident, so they decided to go big and go home by creating a mall known as the Mega Pizzaplex over top of the Fnaf 6 location to hide their mistake. That way it hides it off the map. But of course, they rushed. They rushed this project, and Roxy Raceway ended up getting built over this, and this made a sinking hole problem, where basically every time the track was made and cement was put down, the sinkhole from the space between FNAF 6 and the Raceway made it collapse in and on itself, and even though they kept trying to maintain it, it was just unusable after a certain time. So either they fixed the situation, or they just shut down Roxy Raceway altogether. Which, by the time of the game, it seems like they've been doing the basically, if you remember the Mangle situation, basically at some time they kept rebuilding Funtime Foxy, and they just gave up eventually because they were getting tired of the employees get tired of putting her back together. This is basically the same situation for Roxy Raceway. They kept trying cement it, put more beams and stuff to make it stop from sinking into the sinkhole, and they just stopped, and they're like, all right, either we need to solve the situation now, here and now, or we gotta stop it. The Raceway, that is. They just need to cut it off, and at this time it looks like construction has been underway for a long time. One of Freddy's dialogue says it's been a while since he's been there, and that's because there was an emergency shutdown of that area probably because someone ended up getting claimed or like a huge injury happened when they were trying to use the racetrack. Um, Also, the big problem was also um, Roxanne Wolf was also. I think there's a few things. There was two things she was doing. Either she was jumping in front of cars. Actually, no, that was just testing. Basically, they were testing the racetrack, and she kept jumping in front of them, wrecking the cars and all that. And it also put a huge chance for Roxy to get damaged. And they also, I guess, she had the same kind of aggressive mentality whenever other people were on it, especially the assistant staff bots to drive. Um, I guess she tore those up, and they just went through them. Between her and Monsi going through the staff bots, I will throw this little thing in. Basically, they go through bots like loaves of bread. Basically, they're like, all right, well, this batch has been completely destroyed. We're tired of repairing them. Trash them and then just get new ones. Um, that way, they wouldn't. Probably the repairs were too expensive to keep doing it, so they just kept rebuilding. Um, Probably to stop people from getting. Probably they. And a part of the secrets, after you get the claws and all that, you can go into an area where it was the create your animatronic mini game. It was basically a build a mangle. In the help wanted, I think it was the Dreadbear DLC one, but basically you were able to build a mangle slash new animatronic. I believe this is a assembly line for any animatronic or endoskeleton, and basically they just built the staff bots on that, and it was pretty self-explanatory. So fire all the people that fix the animatronics and just keep making them, and just throw away the ones that are getting too damaged, and just make minor repairs if that's all it needed. um, and then of course they're still being shady. They're throwing trash to where roaches and other bugs are starting to infect the rest of the pizzaplex slowly, like in the maintenance halls slash the employee sections. You can see roaches and other stuff in unkept areas, like especially the maintenance and the loading dock. Those are the two worst parts I've seen. I mean, the bakery off of, basically you're in the lobby to the Monty golf course. You go up the stairs and go around, and there is a bakery. I believe this was supposed to be meant to be like another part of Chica's add-on, um, because there's a lot of Chica merchandise, not just Glamrock Chica. And then there's all the cupcakes and all that. And it looks like they also probably made shipments and all that for stores. But the thing is, they kept, because of the infestations underneath, they seen the exposed baked goods and decided to move upwards, and it infected that entire bakery. So you can see all over the place there's bugs and stuff eating and devouring whatever little bits and pieces of food they can get their hands on. So slowly this entire place is a freaking health hazard. So basically, you got Roxy Raceway. It's starting to collapse on itself. You got the bakery and other areas that have food and other stuff that just are away from the customer's eye. They basically made it to where the health is so bad, but thing is, the employees have to deal with it because they don't have to worry about getting served in that service area. I'm trying to think the rest. It's been a while by the time security breach happens that the mall has been doing it, because I guess there was a shutdown, because in one of the bags it says, "Why did you reopen? Everyone remembers." This could be either they shut down for a little bit, or there was they're just going back to the thing where everyone remembers Five Nights at Freddy's 6. Everyone remembers the 80s and 90s. Why are you back? I'm trying to remember the other things that are big. Sometime between the slow degrading of the building and security breach, Glamrock Bonnie for some time. It's not very clear. Everyone's hoping for a DLC for Glamrock Bonnie to explain his story. But basically, it just seems like he wandered around and wandered his way into Monty Golf. And there's several things. He could have been taken down by William Afton. He could be taken down by security bots that can disassemble. Vanny could have done something to him to get the parts for Burn Trap, or Monty just, the big thing was Monty could have just destroyed him because his aggressiveness and his in the video game, in the Monty Golf Course, there's a video game in the center of it that you get to play some of the holes, and in the final hole you see Glamrock Freddy in the trash, and Monty is the main stage component, and even in one of the endings you see, this is something I ended up missing in my playthroughs. When Freddy, I believe, runs away with Gregory in the road trip ending, they replace him with Glamrock Mr. Hippo, and Monty becomes the new face of the Pizzaplex. So you could have destroyed Bonnie to be more popular than him. And speaking of which, we might as well go over the personalities of the animatronics. While we don't know about Bonnie, we know Freddy is like he is what they programmed him to be to a T. He is caring for the people. He's like, they have that glam rock vibe for him. And it's just, they don't have any other big personality else than he's the positive attitude fellow of the entire bunch, and he's Freddy freaking Fazbear, so he's the face of everything, so he tries to help everyone and do everything he can, cares for his friends and all that. And then he's a little depressed because, he does show emotions towards the loss of Glamrock Bonnie. Glamrock Chica is a glutton, basically. While she is supposed to be the face of... So Glamrock Freddy is supposed to be the play guy. He, Fazzer Blast. Glamrock Chica is the face of exercise / food. So you can be as unhealthy as you want to, but, just go ahead and exercise it off. That doesn't work because I feel it. She basically goes for more of the food basis, because you can see throughout the entire game, if there's pizza, which I guess there's a glitch in her system, like Freddy, he has that glitch when he's on the dance floor, he can't stop dancing. Chica has the glitch where if she has pizza, she becomes aggressive towards anyone holding that pizza, especially the Monty Mystery Mix. And then she'll also go for anything that has pizza product in it, like trash and the crash compactor and other stuff. So basically, they had to go around it and say, you need to secure the trash, or any repairs to Chica are on you. And then Monty, the aggressive, I guess he did get more damage, like when you shattered him in the Monty boss fight. That happened before, and it needed repaired from it. I guess they've locked that off. I don't understand the, I don't know what it would be called. It's like a ball pit, bonanza or whatever. Basically, you're doing the clown in the water mouth, and the water gun to the clown mouth to fill up the balloon. That's basically what it is, and you're just tipping over a bucket to rain over a certain area, or the entire golf course. And it seems like it's not meant to be gotten to. It's a catwalk over top. But it doesn't look like it's meant to be gotten to, because it is a maze too major size, and it's blocked off by a vent, and it's confusing. It looks like it's supposed to be an actual attraction, but you can't get to it in any other way else than the vents, and those are screwed tight. Um, and then the maze kind of is confusing. I believe you're probably just gonna get from one side to the other. Um, Anyways, I'm getting off topic. I forgot about Roxanne Wolf's personality. Basically, she is the go-getter personality. It seems like her glitch is that she's a sore winner. Like I said, she'll destroy staff bots that went against her. She'll jump in front of people that are on her race track. Um, and then it's also shown that she has a huge self-image issue. Basically, she'll hype herself up so much, but whenever she actually fails, she gets into a depressive mood. And like her self-esteem starts becoming a depression. Um, so there's like several glitches. We also have, I'm trying to remember other things. Who are the other animatronics? Let's go over the staff bots. We have the fan-made Pat, well, not fan-made, but fan-named Pat, also known as the staff bot that is basically a wet floor sign with eyes and ears. I call these safety bots. The staff bots are the ones with the brooms. The security bot, which is basically just a security hat with a flashlight to alert animatronics, and the actual only night guard, which I'll go over again, of presence that isn't authorized. We also have prototypes. I think there was a prototype in front of the Fnaf 6 location. I'm pretty sure. There's the crying child ones, which are basically just broken down staff bots that were recreated in the basement / trash wonderland. I'm trying to remember the other ones. There's the chef bot, which is seen behind the ice cream shop in the atrium, and he's kind of just meant to make whatever they want for the patrons. There's pizza making bots, so they have a pizza delivery service that's meant for both the Megaplex, but also for delivering actual pizzas. Like, it's supposed to be a Pizza Hut. You order, we'll get it to your house, and they'll actually it's either on electric or fuel, but they make you pay for that mileage or power that you made them use to get to your home. So you're paying that in advance with your pizza and the toppings and stuff. They have the baby pizza bots from Bonnie Bowl, basically just remodeled after Circus Baby. I guess there was supposed to be a Ballora bot. We can see that in the Trash Wonderland after you shatter Chica. There's the Afton family table where you see the crying child without its head. I don't know what he was supposed to be. You have Michael Afton, who is designed after Balloon Boy, which, if you guys kind of remember from the security logbook or whatever, that has like the activities that are already done and all that. That his favorite location was Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So he was a kid, about 12 or 8 or whatever it was, going to this place. And Balloon Boy was his major thing. And he even went on that merry-go-round you can see in that camera with Balloon Boy. Where he starts in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. You have, of course, the Circus Baby animatronic made for Elizabeth. And then you have like another animatronic, which I just call Sir Staffbutt. This is supposed to be William Afton, basically a tuxedo / top hat one, which I believe is probably supposed to be a greeter or something for like a restaurant or something. And then you have a Ballora looking bot, which is basically meant to be Mrs. Afton. And it seems like, actually I'll go over there at the very end. Actually, I might do it in the middle. I'm trying to remember. I'm going to go over Vanessa's story last because it is all over the place. But anyways, let's see. We already went over Roxanne Way. Laser Phaser Blast doesn't have anything. Multi-Golf, I went over. Major Size, that. there's a lot of other things that are going out of order, like shutters and all that. A huge health code thing is if you go to the prize counter VIP section, you can't go through the fire escape because it's only meant for VIPs. So if, say, an employee or another customer that decides to go through there, they can't go through the fire escape because they're not a VIP, which is against health code, by the way. Well, I'm sorry. You aren't a VIP. You have to go find another exit, which is probably like 2 or 3 floors below. Um, I'm trying to remember all the areas. There is a lot of like purchases. Um, if you aren't given a complimentary pass to certain things, when you first enter, there's a parking lot and a main entrance that Gregory tries to escape through at the beginning. Um, there's entry gates, which you gotta guess. You got buy your way into the place at first. So you basically, they probably set up a system where you buy your entry into it, probably only a few bucks or something. And this makes a database based on you, so that means all the security bots and all that know that you are a patron and that you have walked in the door. So if you say go missing or something happens to you, they have a file on you. Or you do something, they can ban you via that informational. There's also photo passes and all that. That way you can actually go meet the animatronics in Rockstar Row. There's that little. There's all the Fazcades that we can play arcade games. You can go. There's a dance pass, so if you actually want to go onto the dance floor, you have to pay for it. If you want to go into Mazer Size, you got to pay for it. You got to pay for bowling. You got to pay for. Of course, there's all the food stations and all that. You have to pay for your birthday parties, and if you want VIP sections, if you want to go multi golf, you have to pay for a pass. Phaser Blast. I mean, Roxanne Raceway when it was opened. So basically, if you wanted to go anywhere, you had to pay for something. So, you have a few bucks. All right, we'll let you in. Now you want to actually go do something. You want to eat something. You want to have a souvenir. You got to pay for them. Maybe a few bucks here and there, but it adds up real quickly. They have a bar and grill. Known as the Fast Pad. That's in the lobby. They have an ATM section. That way you can actually go through your cards and just pull money from there. They probably said you can only pay for cash in some of them. And then there's lockers and all that for your possessions. Probably not the most secure, but there's a lost and found in a security room. In that section, there's a daycare. There's a theater. They got rid of a lot of their employees for the robots because, why pay for employees when all you have to do is pay for freaking electricity? Or fuel, if that's it. Probably just electricity, though, because they have charging stations for the animatronics and stuff. So basically, we'll just go over Vanessa's story real quick. Not her whole one, but basically she was moving from the she was in the VR company that created Help Wanted in story, and she basically was getting moved to the Megaplex location, and at first the manager or whomever was above the security staff said they didn't want her because she was unqualified for it. She's sure a part of the Fazbear Entertainment employee staff, but yet she doesn't reach enough qualifications for a security guard. And they're like, I need someone who is qualified, who has experience in this stuff, because this is a huge facility, and we require someone that can see every square foot of this. And basically, after a little while, they decided to strip down to just one employee. That way, the rest of the security bots can just, notify that one security guard. And only reason she stuck is because there was a higher up, or there was a real higher up, that gave her that position and said, hey, we really need this person in, hire them. And it's a note from the higher ups, basically, is the only reason she got that job in the first place, even though that guy said she's not qualified. And that's basically what happened. Basically, the staff bots can do this, staff bots can do that, so they fired a lot of people. So that's why there's not a lot of employees, and you see nothing but staff bots everywhere. So I already went over the trash land. I already went through Final Fantasy 46. I already went through all the characters, I believe. So I guess we're just gonna start with the main story, which right now is kind of unsure. But Gregory, a little kid, looks like an 8 or 12-year-old. He's an orphan at this point because he's just abandoned into a box in an alley, and the bad ending. He sneaks or he's been living at the pizza plex for a minute, and he just somehow gets into a mess with Fanny slash Vanessa, and was found by security. He probably slipped up, or when he was actually in there, he didn't think there were going to be such a tight security. He does have a scratch or something on him. We don't know if this is an actual, like, we don't see his face in the beginning of the game. Which, if you do see the model, it's most likely got a band-aid. But there's a band-aid right here, which a lot of people say either this is probably, like, Vanny did come into contact with her, but then you gotta realize that it wasn't Vanny, because in the first time you have to hide into a charge station to hide from the moon caretaker. That's the first time Gregory sees Vanny, so that's probably just off the street. Something happened and he bandaged himself, or Freddy's seen it as a problem to be fixed, which he takes you to the first aid station through the maintenance halls. Basically just Glamrock Freddy, they're doing their normal show, and he glitches out once he detects Fanny or some kind of presence. And it malfunctions him. They got to put him on reduced power to try to fix the situation. That way they're not wasting so much stuff on him. And basically Gregory catches the opportunity to hide in his cape, his cake. It's basically where he puts all the stuff for parties and stuff. A party cake, or gifts, Faz watches. I'm trying to remember the other thing. He says pinatas. And he hides in there to take the opportunity. Freddy wakes up thanks to this movement and sensory of someone in his stomach, and it wakes him up in low power. And basically they're exchanging stuff. Gregory not having a huge trust for the animatronics, nor the security guard, and basically Freddy helps him because if this kid is terrified, might as well, help him out the best of your opportunity. Takes him through the maintenance halls to avoid any contact with any others, instead of just going around the corner and take him out the building, which we do see that he's like right around the corner from the atrium. I'm trying to remember all the stuff. Goes to the maintenance halls, probably banded him. Vanessa finds him, tells him to go back to his room, but he just says, alright kid, back in the stomach. He runs out of power, has to go back into the charging station to charge himself. All the other animatronics find him in the maintenance halls, which it's kind of weird how they didn't think of, only an animatronic or staff could be in here. He must have been with one of the staff, and the only staff here is Vanessa, and she doesn't know where he is, so it's probably Freddy. No one guessed that. But anyways, he runs away, finds a security room, finds cameras that can somehow connect to his Fazwatch, which it's given to customers, because Freddy does say that it's a default voice of his to be in the Fazwatch, and it's a novelty watch, so it's kind of like you're giving the chance for someone just to snag your security codes and stuff and put them in their little fancy watch they got from you. You're giving your your people their freaking weapon to take you down. Say if someone wanted to sue you for something, all they had to do is get a fast watch, get a hold of your security stuff, and record shit off of that, and well, they got a freaking case against you because they have actual proof. Um, like, of course, they're going to be in trouble for trespassing and bypassing stuff, but at least they have the freaking proof. Um, but anyways, um, Gregory isn't able to make it out. He does get a entry slash daycare pass. This allows him into the daycare. He meets Son, who is a little over enthusiastic. He's also the replacement for Puppet, or why Roxy is the replacement for Foxy, because Foxy is a little too scary in most of his variations for kids. And they also wanted to get away from Foxy since he has kind of a bad history of shutting down and stuff. Bonnie's understudy is Monty, since he did he was a real thing. I'm trying to remember all the story. All the animatronics are out looking for him. Basically, he meets the Son. When the lights get kicked off from him using a security badge, that makes him turn into Moon, which is a aggressive. The only thing that is possessed by William Afton or controlled by Vanny. And he's aggressive towards rule breakers and stuff. And basically, you're supposed to be asleep by this time. I'm gonna punish you for it. Or Son, he doesn't like the lights being turned off, so he banishes him for that. Freddy allows him to use the chest cavity whenever he needs it to get away from the sight of others. Oh my god, this is like, I'm at the end of my freaking wit's end here. Try to remember what he did after that. He got a security pass, went to the atrium. I think he was able to go to... Wait, no. This is very confusing now that I think about it. He goes to the atrium. What's the first thing he does? Because he doesn't go... Oh no, he tries to do an escape route. The VIP section for prize counter, so it blocks him in, so he has to take an elevator. But Vanessa finds out that he's there. So she catches him there. Same situation for the loading dock. We do learn that there is wind up Music Man prototype. So basically, in the display cases outside of Rockstar Row, where you see like Rockstar Bonnie's guitar, the posters, the drawings, the pieces and parts of animatronics, Freddy Fazbear's microphone, the first ever film or something like that for it, and all that kind of stuff, Mr. Cupcake and all that. They have all that stuff on display, and I guess prototypes for Wind Up Music Men were on there, and one night Vanny was on night guard duty, and it was smashed open and taken, and you gotta think of their wind up, so whomever uses them in the vents, it's either Vanny or or they're getting controlled, which is kind of weird, but they're wind up, so I feel like there should be a cutscene for like Vanny winding it up and throwing it in after you. Because we did meet Vanny at that point. Which would have been nice, because that would have gave her more screen time. The main character, the main villain of that is a visual of this game, is only seen like 5 times. She doesn't even have a random pop-up chance. Because she's in the sewer land. She appears after a few times, but that's it. And then, of course, the security office. Anyways, after you get caught by Vanessa, after, I think it is, you run into a security office in either situation. you're able to go through the laundry area in the loading dock, and she captures you trying to run out the back door of that area. And basically, you get thrown into Lost and Found. This locks you in. You're able to find a screwdriver and escape, but Fanny doesn't know where you are, so she tries running for you. While you're heading up back to the atrium, Glamrock Freddy says, "Hey, I'm in trouble. You have to go to Roxy Raceway." He was apparently looking for you and trying to find other situations for you to escape. This makes him run out of power, so he has to get to a maintenance station in parts and service, or another charge station. Most likely, the parts and service. That way, he can help stop his reduced power situation. Of course, Gregory has to go through the back sections of Roxy Raceway, find his way in the rehearsal station. This gives him, I'm trying to remember what it was. What did it give him? It didn't give him a party pass. I know it was something. Was it a party pass? Level 1 was in Sun and Moon. Level 2 was either in the loading dock or the L-chips. Hold on a second. Alright, so it took me a minute or two. But anyways, he does end up finding his way to a main security office, which kind of secures all the doors and has like 4 different doors that can be electrocuted and control shocked. Basically, this opens communications for Freddy. This makes him have a little bit of extra power. This makes him have the chance to run for you and get to you and get to the parts and service stuff. But of course, this also alerts Roxy and Monty of where you are, and also Vanny. So basically, you do find the CD that allows a performance, but it also allows you to use the stage lift to go between the atrium and parts and service. That's where the extra one is. I completely forgot. Wow. And then of course you get level 3 access. After letting Freddy through a few doors, he opens a vent for you, drops you down. You go to the atrium. You have to run up to the third floor balcony, put in the disc, start the performance, go back down, use the parts and service. By the time that happens, the next hour comes around, so the Moon Man's out. You gotta get into his power station, but of course, this is too late for Freddy. Freddy runs out of power and falls over. Moon takes him to the parts and service for Vanessa. Of course, Vanessa has a pretty good idea that they're working together, and basically will say that they will rip him off will rip off his exoskeleton and put it on another endoskeleton, if he is. And then, of course, you can't enter that without a level 4, so you have to go through the endoskeleton creation / training area, where they're training not to be cherishing as Freddy is. So basically, they will not help a child if they're hurt. They will not help a person if for balloons and all that. They don't care for anyone else than themselves, and just to murder and stuff. And then on the security office for level 4, there is a glitch trap drawing on the door to exit. You find your way out of there. You go to the parts and service. You hear that conversation between Freddy and Vanessa. You're able to go in. I believe this is a huge theory, but it seems like there is an influence if you're on that station, because he doesn't say he feels like himself whenever he's on the parts and service station. This could be glitch trap working his way into his system. But of course, you stop the power reduction by somewhat. He's still pretty low in power. And then I'm trying to remember. You learn of parts that were given to the other animatronics. Monty can play his guitar with better claws. Chica was given a better voice, but it malfunctions, so it can scramble devices. And Roxy has eyes that make it to where she can see racing a lot better. And Gregory wants these for Freddy to make him a lot better for him and their survival. I'm trying to figure out what level. There's like 2 levels that you can do after this. After that, you have to go into either Monty Golf. I don't know that route because I really like Phaser Blast. But you have to go into either witch to get either the Phaser Blaster or a Monty Gator Golf camera known as a Phascam, which, by the way, you can only buy there. And then if you use it or just have it, I believe, they take it away and put it away. So they basically make you pay for something that you get to hold in your hands for a little bit or flash around for a little bit, and then they take it. And basically, Gregor has to go to. I'm trying to remember how it is. I think he had to go through the Rockstar Row, use the vents that he used to get to the outside. He uses the vents to go behind all the animatronics. But Music Man, of course, is chasing you. You need to use the one Chica vent. That way you can actually enter and get a party pass to either witch. Because she gives them out, I believe. And then there's also Montgomery Gator, which is basically just torn up in shreds. And there is... and he has a Golden Freddy, by the way. I don't need to tell you guys those situations. But you can see the aftermath. Roxy. Oh no, you get to see Roxy because you use the lift. There isn't much there else than that she's crying and depressed that she's missing the hunt for Gregory. And then let's see, he uses that party pass to go get it. One of the items. I'm trying to remember. And then you get level 5 security from either one. Since I don't know about Monty, I'll only explain what happens in Phaser Blast, which is you get the Bonnie Bull pass. This allows you to go into Bonnie Bull and get the Monty mix that can let you lure Chica and basically makes her go into a disposal. You shatter her, you go through the sewer trash. This allows you to get her beak and upgrade Freddy's voice box. I'm trying to remember what it is. Shoot, what is it? You do find out that Vanny's probably been down there for a little bit tinkering because there is a cultist room before you see the Aftons. Which there's a theory I have about why there's a cultist room. But that also takes you up to the laundry area and the loading dock. The beak, you can go to Freddy, enter Roxy Raceway. So I believe the Bonnie Bull passes in either witch, and then you get the Mazer size ticket from the other when you come back at 6 a.m. This allows I'm trying to think. I don't think there is a Bonnie Bull security pass. I don't think so. And then let's see here. You get that. You get to go to Roxy Raceway. Basically, they want you to fix a race car, a go-kart. So you need to go to the dance floor, which you find out when there's emergency rushing. You get to find one of the peoples who left a party pass there. A dance pass. This allows you to go to the dance floor, the West Side Fazcade. This allows you to meet DJ Music Man, which is basically another company's lending the Music Man, and basically there is a mode that he glitches into when you fail to reboot the system. Whenever you enter the security office that has the reboot the fixing machine for staff bots. This triggers a malfunction in the security, making everything in West Fazcade shut down. This, of course, makes a corruption in DJ Music Man's decisions and all that, and makes him basically act out. And what's funny is in that mode that he crawls around and all that, and he makes like custom music and all that. Apparently, that stopped Fazbear Entertainment from having a refund or a like a replacement guarantee on him when he got into that mode. And then I'm trying to think. So you repair the head, go back, put it on the assistant staff bot to drive. You take Roxy's eyes. She's basically running around just by your sound. Oh, how you doing, Pooh? Did you give me fucking eyes, Piglet? What the fuck do you think this is? And then you put those eyes in and you're able to escape. But then if you escape, you're an orphan on the streets that get hunted down by Vanny. In the Phaser Blast area, there is a vent after you get the golden Phaser Blaster from winning Phaser Blast. You can go and find Vanny's security office that she's made her own, which I believe is like the night guard's own loft or like a break room or their own security office. And then I'm trying to think. If you discover that, you can go back to it, and there's 2 endings there. Basically, if you just she disassembles Freddy no matter what, but if you go ahead and just use that same button in the security office, you end up just killing Vanny. I'm trying to remember. So I think if you run away from the Pizzaplex, they're just continuously missing people. And then there is this is almost an hour, but it's very hard to explain. And then if you get the Vanny ending, basically they just shut down for the season till next season because of the blood and all that's all over the place that they now have to clean up thanks to health code. I'm trying to remember the other stuff. Princess Quest, I can quickly go over the story. Basically, an employee finds these and goes crazy over the games. Basically, finds 2, it doesn't want to work, so he's trying to find the other one. He finds the other one, plays it, and it unlocks the second one for him. And of course, he finds 3 in the other security office. The thing is, it won't let him play it because something else is wrong. Which the thing is, the princess was in another castle at the time, and it wouldn't work for him because of that reason. So when Vanny comes in, you can now, she's in the general area, and it when you already played 1 and 2, one was in Roxanne Raceway's saloon, and the other one was in the back of the extra Fazcades spare area for arcade cabinets behind the security office. And basically you just play them, and then it unlocks a way for you to save Vanessa's soul from the help wanted locked room. This allows you to free her from Vanny, but of course Burn Trap is still there. It didn't say stop him, but of course he doesn't have the help he needs to build up anymore. He can come out, but he'll be super weak. I'm trying to remember the rest. If you stay, of course, you get another pass. You get to defeat Monty. If you're level 7, which as long as you went back to the opposite area of finding a way to escape in the beginning for level 2, you get level 7. This allows you to go to the loading dock, escape through there, and do the road trip ending, which basically just you run away with Freddy. You get to use the car battery to jolt him back up every hour, and you get to run over a sign and information bot, the map bot. And then of course when you run away, this allows the others to be rebuilt. Monty becomes the face of the Pizzaplex, and Glamrock, Mr. Hippo, becomes a reality, which I believe he is the lowest he's a well-known character, but not the greatest known. Um, and then I'm trying to remember the other ones. If you collect all the Golden Freddy characters, so I'm trying to remember. Golden Freddy was in Montgomery's room in the Rockstar Row. You get Golden Glamrock Chica from the cafeteria that's in the loading dock area for the staff. She's in like the right section and behind a counter. Golden Roxy was in the very first locked gate in the maintenance hall down the stairs. In an finished station. There's a lot of Dreadbear stuff in that situation, anyways. Golden Moon is in the daycare attendant's room, which is basically you got to flash all the pirate cutouts of the characters. You unlock the theater slash poster for it. It just makes a door to the back of the caretaker's room. The Golden Sun is in the lighthouse of Kids Cove. All you have to do is go up to it and it opens. Golden Monty is in the basement-ish area of Bonnie Bull. And then basically, if you collect all of them, you go to the VIP section. You're a VIP because you're a golden superstar. And basically, you get access to the fire escape. Freddy gets the great idea to burn everything again using the plushies. This makes Fazbear Entertainment recall them. But of course, they get to escape. But Vanny does find Gregory. Freddy throws himself at him instead of just grabbing her and throwing over. Or just unmasking her and trying to figure out a way. But no, pushes him and Vanny over the edge and they both die. Everyone believes this does trap Vanessa's soul in the security office. Or that this was a twin. Or a look-alike. Or a robot that's made to look like Vanessa. Lots of theories for that. And then, of course, you know, everything burned down. We'll recall all the flammable plushies. The very last one, I believe, is basically the burn trap ending. You get all the level upgrades. You go into the back of the main area for Roxy Raceway. Basically, instead of going, you go to the left stairs. When you first get off the elevator, you go to the left stairs. You go straight past the... Basically, there's a door right next to where you got the freaking staff bot head. You go down this on all the scaffoldings and all that, and it leads you to an old elevator that apparently there's some employees that found out about this sinkhole and an old elevator and took it down, and they probably died. Apparently, there is only a one-way in and one way out situation there. And you go down to Finance 36. You find out the burn trap has been getting reconstructed by Vanny, which after I'm done with this, I'll go over it real quick. The known details, because it's kind of all over the place. Basically, she took the glam rock endoskeleton, put the parts and guts of William Afton and the old spring Bonnie suit onto it, and it made burn trap because it's a burnt spring Bonnie suit. And basically you just burn the crap out of him until he lets go of trying to possess Freddy. He sends all the shattered animatronics your way. The blob, which is just a whole bunch of souls. Biggest theory is everyone thinks it's just kids that were going missing in the Pizzaplex. They were just killed off, and they made themselves into a huge mass of parts. And basically, to get a revenge after the killers, they take Burn Trap and put him into the fold. Which, if this is what everyone's calling the true ending, if Burn Trap was put part of that, basically he's gonna actually, now that I think about it, if you guys read the Fazbear Fright books, there is a Stitch Wraith story. And basically, it's just two souls that were, there was one that was like a hospitalized person, and there was someone who was killed by William Afton in the books, and they were possessing a body that a scientist made from the heart of the dog fetch from the doll head of Annabelle or whatever it is, the doll from one of them, and like just a whole bunch of parts from Fazbear Entertainment, and basically they put their souls and all that, and they're both in there, but the one that had a good life, didn't get killed by William Afton, controls it mostly, where the other one gets controlled by rage. Apparently William Afton does get into that body, and basically when they decide to try to end it, like destroy all the parts and all that, of basically they go around trying to find all the old Fazbear Entertainment stuff and had all the souls and remnant in them and destroy them, that way no one can be hurt from them again, and then throw them themselves in. And of course, guess what? William Afton's a part of that, because in another story he was he was just known as like a patient like 67 or something like that, and he was just a burnt corpse at the time. And the a kid with which is possibly the one that was in that robot, he had like a pig mask or something like that, and basically he tortured him by keeping him alive while he was barely alive. And he took basically a doctor who was, trying to figure out what to do with this guy, takes him to a Fazbear Entertainment facility, and he splatters his soul all over the place. It's giving him the ability to take over this corpse, and he takes all the parts that were just thrown in to be destroyed and claims it his own, which I believe is what's going on here. So basically the Blob took him in, but the thing is William Afton is such a freaking greedy bastard, and I always come back. Basically he's just gonna take over the Blob, or it's gonna be a fighting will between the kids and William Afton next game, or if there's a freaking DLC based on the Blob, that's probably gonna happen. Probably you'll think that it's just the kids being separated, but William Afton's gonna be a part of that. But you escape, and then just Freddy and you in the Vanny ending. It's the best trio and all that. But that's really it for Final Freddy's Security Breach. I'll go over theories in another separate video, but I guess I'll just go over Vanessa's story real quick. There isn't much left to tell about Vanessa else than she was part of the Fazbear Entertainment's VR situation. She found out that it was a cover-up. Basically, they hired the in-game versus Scott Cawthon to make the games, blame him for making false publication, and they paid him for making the games. That way it was such a funny thing to do, and they made fun of it by using the VR game. It's a huge cover-up and new startup. And then basically they were sent all these parts that had Glitch Trap in them, and I feel like Fazbear Entertainment may or may not know that William Afton is a thing and is just trying to bring him back. That way they can continue as like this infamous but yet famous entertainment franchise, and they just get money off it because everyone's like, oh, I wonder what's wrong with this place. But anyways, basically she's just a regular employee that tested the VR game, and if it was her, she got her soul sectioned off in the lock area. But if it's just a separate entity, we'll go off of Vanny. She basically just found parts from the Pizzaplex, and put them all together to form Burn Trap. And that's her big story. She's just like this person that was just sectioned off by Glitch Trap to avoid any other contact with human beings, but just to be a murderous bunny rabbit girl that can construct him a new body just to get out. And then there's the therapist, which is basically in the after 6 a.m. and you have the Roxy eyes, you can go around collecting 16 discs that just go over 2 separate entities or 2 separate personalities or whatever. Basically, therapist are going over Vanny and Vanessa, or Vanessa in a childlike being. Basically, they treat the other one as a child, but yet she is quite smart. And at the end, she's the one probably killing all the freaking therapists. And the other ones, which are just Vanessa going over the fact that she's very stressed, she's got anxiety and all that. It is just to help her go along with it. And I believe the therapist was through the Fazbear Entertainment. Basically, they say you're doing a good job, but you're running. You have problems with you. So here's a therapist. Go see them. And basically, she did better at the end of between the transfer between them, and basically the therapist invited them back to whenever they had their own free time. That way, they can help them. But of course, we do learn that at least one of the there was a total of 4, I believe, and 2 of them went missing. One of them was missing, but was found murdered and slaughtered. And I believe the ending tape for all 16 is the last therapist being killed on the spot for being too into the situation. And it's most likely like they are twins or something, but a huge thing. I'll just throw this last theory in, that way I can get it out of the way. The childlike spirit, which is most likely Vanny or another thing completely. It could be Gregory just coming to his senses in and out, but basically whoever that child spirit is the one who made that cultist room, because they made a huge background. Basically, their father Bill was an abusive jerk that was divorcing their mother, and the mother basically was blamed by the child in this court system for a lot of bad things, which most likely happened on the father's side. And because the fact that he was going to be let go and he had the kid, the mother figure killed herself, making basically this huge depression and all that on this child. Which I'm just going to go ahead and say, the very last tape, the 16th tape, where the 4th therapist is killed, it is revealed that backstory was falsified. But the thing is, it wasn't truly false, because it looks like this is probably Elizabeth Afton's story, just retold by another pair of eyes, which is kind of confusing. Like the beginning of this video, I said Elizabeth Afton may have been relieved of her position. But if you guys do remember, her line is "Scrap Baby" in the very end of Five Nights at Freddy's 6, the true ending that was. She does say, "I will make you proud, Daddy." And it's like, so she may be as psychopathic as William. But if you think about it, she would know the backstory of the Afton family. She's the one who would have a court case in her head. And you gotta think that may be true. And the other thing to support that it might be Gregory is, if you think about it, I believe that it may not be Elizabeth Afton's soul in Gregory, but I believe it's probably the crying child soul. And because I believe Elizabeth Afton would probably call her dad out on her bullcrap and wouldn't have, or she would have the thing where she would go along with her father anyways and just be like, it's funny how mommy just ended her life just because daddy wanted me. No, the crying child would get depressed and all that. So I feel like it's the crying child. But it doesn't make sense for him to kill the therapist. Is the thing that would break that theory apart. But I feel like Gregory, if anything, is the crying child. I really didn't want to put this theory in, but again, in the Silver Eyes trilogy, the Silver Eyes, Fourth Wall, and the one I just got, which was the was it the Fourth Wall? No, the Twisted Ones was the second one. The Fourth Wall was the third. Anyways, it's revealed that the main character was just Henry's daughter. She had died, and he put together a robot sentience that basically let her live through the robots, and the robots were just put through either I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was basically the robot aged with her, or there was several bodies made that way she can live on like she was a regular human being. And it acted like she was just regular person. Um, and I feel like this was how it was. I feel like Henry or William created a host of the crying child. This was supposed to be a brand new life for the crying child. And I feel like William Afton is needing Gregory. That way he can have. Because basically, if you think about it, the crying child would be a spitting image or a 50% image of William Afton. And this would give William Afton, if it's a aging robot body, or if it's just Gregory, he would use it to possess, and he would basically have another chance at life and have a whole human's life to go ahead and make crime. William Afton got away with it before. The only thing that killed him was freaking Ghost and animatronics, and he knows better now. So another whole life would probably make it easy for him to kill again and make it infamous again as another purple guy is out there. And I feel like that's the whole reason, is just crying child got a brand new life. William Afton wants that life. That way he can, make his killings popular again, and make it have the thrill back in his life where he ain't no animatronic mixed with a fucking human soul or a corpse. He's an actual, not human being if it's the Silver Eyes situation, but he can live out his life to where he can do what he did before, but this time with precision and a lot more fun because he knows what to do now. And he can actually make if it's true, he can make a freaking army on these things. He made an army to torment. He made an animatronic system. Basically, there's chips that can make you hallucinate things, and it distorted your vision to where you've seen things more horrifying or another image. And like there's a doorway that made you not see that it was a door in the books. I needed to go back and read them. Actually, I'm going to make a review and a summary of those three when I'm done. I got the comic books. Don't hurt me, but I got comic books. I'll buy the original reading material when I have the chance, but for now, like I said, I have a new job, so it might be a minute. But anyways, Five Nights at Freddy's. That's basically it. It's just, there's a few theories out there. I'm not even gonna make a new video because of this. That way we can just put it all in one. So there was your summary / theories. I'm happy that I got it out because I want to go and do other things. So anyways, there's your theories. There's what I have. So I feel like it's very confident that it's the crying child, or at least Michael, and it's Elizabeth's spirit controlling Vanny, or something like that. One of the two need to be possessing one of them, and that's how the cultist room comes up, and that's how because the thing is, the position of a kid in a court case kind of makes me think that. Anyways, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I have work at 4 in the afternoon, and I still have other stuff to do. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys like this summary and theory. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.